Welcome to our weekly recap of Trinidad Bhojpuri. I'm Karen Das.
And I am Dr. Visham Bhimull of Caribbean Hindustani.
So on Monday, we kicked off the week with the word Jhanjhat. Jhanjhat. Most locals say Jhanjhat. Jhanjhat, and I think it was appropriate word for a Monday. Everybody got this right, and even made reference to a Devanand Gatu song of the same name.
Yeah, it's Jhanjhat. So it's aspirated Jha and Ta. Tiparitang to this hard palate, so Jhanjhat. And well, we have synonyms with Hasikara and Kuchur, which mean the same thing.
And the meaning of Jhanjhat is confusion, commerce.
Confusion, trouble, commerce, like how Keith Rowley had utilized it last, I think, in a press conference for COVID. He said, use the word Jhanjhat here. People causing Jhanjhat here.
Jhanjhat. It's a popular name, not just in the Indian diaspora. On Tuesday, we had the word Katora, and Katora triggered lots of memories for so many people. Memories of growing up, hearing Aji or Nani or even the Pandit use that word Katora.
Katora, as far as I remember, as a child, was this small little brass bowl they would use when they doing puja. Um, so I think that what a lot of people would have had reference to, but initially it would have been used for bowl in general, right? Katora and Katori, just like in Hindi, Trinidad Bhojpuri has diminutive forms. So I and then usually means a large thing like ghanta, which is a large gong used in prayers, and E ending of the same word, changing the R to E means is a smaller one like ghanti, which is a small bell. So that's just part of a grammar point. Jhanda, Jhandi, Karela, Kareli are different forms of or examples of this diminutization of a noun. It is a smaller form.
Okay, so Katora is what
Large
most people
bowl.
remembered of a bowl, and
Yeah.
Katori would be the smaller version of bowl.
A smaller version of it, yeah.
Okay. On Wednesday, we usually have a Trinidad Bhojpuri phrase, and we had a Caribbean Hindustani expression, Baithak Gaana.
Yeah. So Baithak comes from Baithe means to sit. I think your listeners we are familiar with Baitho, sit down. Which is the command form. So when you add the ka, get Baithak, it forms a noun, means sitting, right? And Ghana is song, so sit-in songs essentially. Um, it is an expression used for the classical style of singing in Trinidad, local classical dancing in Guyana, where they would spread pal, they would normally call it, a sheet, and sit with their instruments, harmonium, dulak, dantal, and sing the songs. Yes, Trinidadians might know better Ghana and Guyanese, but is more used in Suriname. I wonder if it's that it was invented in Suriname and then imported into Trinidad and Guyana. But it's a Caribbean Hindustani word, meaning that it is understood in all three diasporas.
Baithak Gaana. And we know this mainly for local classical singing.
Yeah. Baithak in Hindi though means a sitting room or drawing room.
Baithak Gaana. On Thursday, we had I think what was the easiest word was also uncomplicated, and that word was Saaphee.
Yeah. So again is another example. Sapha kare means to clean. Sapha, clean, cleaning. And adding the E gets Saaphee. So it really is a cloth or something used for cleaning. Um, so it's a cleaning cloth, but eventually it had multiple purposes in the kitchen. So like holding the pot and so that's how we actually get the word Saaphee.
Oh, Saaphee in Hindi, but Trinidad Bhojpuri is just Saaphee.
Saaphee, yeah. The fa in Hindi becomes pa in Trinidad Bhojpuri.
And it was also used to stake roti.
Yes, normally you'd use things to turn the roti, which is hot. So I mean a pot cloth you'd use for the same thing when you're seeking the roti. I remember my grandmother would have held the roti with the sapi, throw it into the fire, the actual burning fire and then uses chimta and
Mm-hmm.
turn it until it swell up.
Yes, yes, yes. A lot of people made reference to that. Also, it would look a little dark, a little dark brown. Sometimes it would look really black because of the soot from the chulha
Yeah, I
or the
remember my grandmother's sapi would have been burnt. It actually had
yes.
holes in it, and it had the little black parts where it was burnt. So it really is like an old burnt up piece of cloth because of how it was so extensively used in the kitchen.
Well, that was proof that it was actually being used.
Hmm.
So I don't know anybody with a clean copy. On Friday was such an exciting day, an exciting interaction on Facebook as well as on air. We usually go to a food related word on a Friday, and this Friday we used Katahar. So, based on combined response, it was sort of like a 50-50, a toss up between Shatine and jackfruit.
Right, and I remember my mamu had told me once that what we call shatan in Trinidad and Guyana they call katahar. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now shatan, which is a French word meaning chestnut, um, jackfruit, and breadfruit. They're kind of related. They're related. So some fruits from that particular family tree, they would call them katahar, katahal in Hindi. Again, Trinidad, la in Hindi becomes ra in Trinidad Bhojpuri. Um, So it's actually for jackfruit, right? Now, I remember experience of mine when I was doing the shroud for my aunt. The uncle had said to get a Katahar leaf. I think he was a Guyanese pundit. So that when he said get a Katahar leaf, he meant he um he he meant kua, I believe it was. So anyway, now we have two words for jackfruit in Trinidad, kua and Katahar. I think it's the same in Fiji and Mauritius. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what I got to know is that the actual fruit is called katahar, but the flesh inside that they cook is called kua, right? Um, Whereas we call shatain, they call that katahar in Guyana and Suriname.
And that's interesting because you'd always think Shatine was somehow an Bhojpuri word or close to an Indian word because it's synonymous with Indian cooking. So, but it's actually French, Shatine.
Yeah, I mean another word is like we did do it before kohora. Kohora.
Right, yes.
Nobody would say kohora takari.
Mm-hmm.
They would say pumpkin or just call it pumpkin. Tractor, um, tractor grease. Yeah. So that certain words completely replaced and yeah, other words they didn't have it in India, so they would just use the regular Dutch, English or French word for it in Trinidad Bhojpuri. Actually, in Trinidad Bhojpuri there are a lot of French words that we use that is
Mm-hmm.
Trinidad Bhojpuri, but they loan from French and Patois.
Ah, interesting. So, Katahar is really jackfruit for us in
In,
Trinidad.
In Trinidad is jackfruit, in Suriname and Guyana it's chatay.
It's Shatine. And in India, is there Shatine or jackfruit in India?
I think it's jackfruit. From what I was researching, it came from the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it, because of colonization, trade, and so it came to other places. I do think it was in the Caribbean initially.
Okay, and that's also Kua.
Yes, kua. Yeah, kua. As I said, kua we use the word kua and katahar to mean the same fruit.
Jackfruit. And that is
Jackfruit,
also
yeah, or
durian.
durian. Durian, yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. So that takes care of another week's worth of Trinidad Bhojpuri words. So, Dr. Bimal, just inform our friends how they can get in touch with you and your website.
Right. So Caribbean Hindustani again dedicated to the Indian or Indian diaspora culture in the Caribbean. You can visit our page at Facebook, Caribbean Hindustani, or the website caribbeanhindustani.org, as well as Caribbean Hindustani on YouTube.
Great. So, all as always, we enjoy interacting with you and all your messages. We thank you so much for your participation in this project. This has been your weekly recap of Trinidad Bhojpuri words with me, Karen Dad. So till next week, bye.